Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins, the podcast where we dive into everything from the ups and downs of love and life to the special bond we share as Latinas and cousins. Today, we are simply checking in. We know
I can't hear you.
Hello? Can you
Oh,
hear
now I
me?
can. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Start over.
Wow. No, don't start over.
No, I think it's just, I don't.
There. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I gotta
That's
be
what it is.
like this close to it though?
No, it's okay. I don't need to hear you like that. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure like something wasn't disconnected.
Okay. No, it's connected because we just ran the test too.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Welcome.
Welcome. Sorry, we have this. We're working hard to try to make Lisa and I are like on top of each other. Hello, Lisa.
It's very cute.
So we are here just to check in. Sorry for that random intro.
Sorry.
We're just checking in. We know that a lot of our primas and primos are hurting and feeling the pressure of the recent changes happening in the U.S. and are really scared. Here in California, we're also still reeling from the recent fires. And today we're just checking in and allowing this to be a safe place to laugh, cry, and ask God why.
Totally.
And Lisa's also here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for waking up early and coming.
Honestly.
I actually had double thoughts this morning.
Oh,
Did
knew
you?
it.
I
was waiting.
did.
I was
did.
waiting
It's
for
called
that.
second thoughts.
But I was-
Second thoughts. I'm like, wow. Should I go? Should I go? I don't know.
But I couldn't let you guys down.
Thank you.
Thank you, producer.
We end up talking about you all the time anyway, and we're like, damn it, just come.
I know.
Please.
Just come on.
So we had been thinking about different types of, different subjects, different people to have, and we will have some great people on. I know we keep saying that, but we really are reaching out to folks to have them on soon. But we kind of felt like we couldn't go without mentioning what's happening in the world, what's happening in the U.S. The wildfires have ravaged California, and we have all seen someone who was affected by the fire. And we just want to let you know that we're with you and kind of talk about how you're feeling. And just let you know that we're here with you.
We're processing too, just trying to figure it out.
How are you guys doing, like mentally, emotionally? So they're both teachers. They both work at schools, and so they're also seeing on a mass scale how families are being affected. So how are you guys doing?
Lisa, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. When the wildfires first started happening, I was in disbelief. I was scared. I was worried. I felt very helpless. I didn't know what to do. Yes, you can donate to GoFundMe's, but I felt that's not enough.
Also, I felt like the GoFundMe's, that was so overwhelming. I guess I didn't realize how many people I, knew who lived up in those areas, especially the, Altadena, Pasadena area, is what I'm referring to. Sorry for cutting you off. But, how do you donate to every single GoFundMe?
You can't.
You can't. And, how do you pick which ones you do donate to? And, do you donate? It's just...
It is hard.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
And really, let's be real, people need, and I've seen this, people need money. It's really nice to collect, the clothes and the stuff. And for our job, we need that stuff. The clothes and the socks is great because kids are literally coming in and shopping for what they need. But, when people ask, what can we do? I'm like, just give them money. They need to literally buy everything new.
Right.
And I had a sad epiphany last week because my boss, she lost her home in the Palisades. And it was a multi-generational home. So she's not, extraordinarily wealthy. She does come from an affluent family, but that was her, grandfather, mother. Her mother was living there. She was living with her mom and her family. And coincidentally, we had Emily on last week, and Emily was talking about the Ojaime's time in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Secret Service. Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Secret Service and working with Ronald Reagan. And a long time ago, my boss had said, she showed me a picture of her brother hugging Ronald Reagan in the 80s. She had a brother who was disabled and has now passed, rest in peace. And she said, I said, I bet you my uncle's in those photos because he was his service detail. And she said, I'm going to bring the photo album so you could see it. And so last week when we were talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, it's gone. The photo album's gone. Like everything, I was just Googling her husband got her a mahjong set for Christmas. And I'm like, it's gone. She had bought him a pizza oven. Like it's crazy. And I do think it's too much to.
And I want to go on record and retract a statement I made. So I think I group chatted both you and Alma. And initially when the fire started, I texted you guys and said, is it okay that I don't feel bad for celebrities that lost their homes? And that was my initial, like, they have money, they're millionaires, they can rebuild, da. But then when I thought about it, like, no, that's their home. Like the pictures, the mementos, the memories that they cannot get back. So I'm retracting that statement. I feel bad for everybody. But yes, and another thing is like, you donate, but then where are they going to put the stuff? They don't have the room for.
Right. They're staying with family. They're staying at
the
hotels.
materialistic
They're staying
things.
at
They don't. Yes, they don't have the space for that. They don't have. They literally. I'm telling people gift cards, things that they don't have to store. They're staying at Airbnbs. They're staying in studios. They're staying in.
I know, that's so, yeah.
You know, Alma actually said something interesting. She lives in a really beautiful, like very large apartment building.
I was like, what did I
apartment
say?
complex. And she's like, there's a lot of new people. And we were just saying, it's probably people who are being.
Who were displaced and
Yeah.
don't have a place to go back to right now.
You're near Pasadena, not far, about 10 minutes from Pasadena.
Actually, where I'm located, we'll just throw it out there. I think we've said the name before on here. Anyways, where I live. But less than a mile away was where some of the people were evacuated from where I live. So it was, and you know what the scary thing was when the fire started for me, being here by myself, when the power went out, I was by myself.
Oh, your power went out.
Oh yeah, my power went out for like over 24 hours. And I'm not allowed to have candles. And I stopped at a CVS and I bought a flashlight because my friends who live not too far from here, I've talked about them before, she was texting me and was like, dude, our power went out. And I was like, do you have a flashlight? And she was like, no. So I stopped and picked them up one, and then I picked myself up one because I was out and about. I don't remember where I was. I was out and about. And so I picked them up one, gave them one, and then I brought one home. And so I had that flashlight. But my cell phone, like I had absolutely no service. It was on SOS. Lisa thought I turned on my phone. My mom was like texting. When I drove to my mom's house that Wednesday because school got canceled, I had like 20 messages come in being like, you good? Like, where you at? Everything okay? My mom texted me. I don't think I told you. She's like, why is your phone turned off? And I was like, I didn't. I had no cell phone service whatsoever.
How reliant we are on.
That happened to us too. Tuesday night when the winds first started. Remember I called you because I was driving home and I was like,
what happened? She was telling me like, oh, she's like.
So the Tuesday night when the winds first started, before the fire started.
I think the Palisade one has already started.
I was at Panera with a girlfriend over in Monrovia.
Yeah.
And the winds like kicked up. After dinner, we went to her house. And then the winds were so bad, I was like, I think I need to go home. It was like 6:37.
Yeah.
I started driving home from Monrovia to my apartment, and there was already
debris,
palm trees, like a tree. There was like a little dog that was like running around, and people were trying to get the dog. But it was so scary. I had to call my sister. I was like, stay on the phone with me. And I got home.
You went through a light because the power was out.
Yes, I went through a light. Got home. My mom wasn't home. I was like, you need to get home. The light started flickering. We lost power for like 8 hours, but we lost our cell reception as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, one thing about natural disasters, I am the most unprepared person for a natural disaster. no flashlights.
I'm laughing
Stop.
Like
because
I am, and so then the next day,
Well, let's
I'm
be
But
like,
real.
you
What do
guys
we
have
have here?
candles.
What do we have here?
You guys have-
Candles. What is this? The fucking Victorian era?
no, like Bath and Body Works candles. They
No,
had
but
candles.
You're gonna
saying
carry around a
these-
3-wick candle that
That's
smells
all
like
you
ocean
have.
breeze.
If that's all you have. If that's all you
I
have.
know, but I'm saying, like,
Oh.
I was doing like a mental checklist, and I'm like,
100%.
if there is a natural disaster, I am so unprepared. So of course, the next day I went on Amazon and bought flashlights.
But Lisa was also doing No Spend January.
Oh,
And
True.
she literally, I heard that she looked at my mom and was like, cool, I'm doing No Spend January.
Can you
so
buy the flashlights?
You need to log on to
I'll
Amazon and
reimburse
buy
you
the
February
flashlights.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lisa, that's a necessity. Like, you could have bought that. Sorry,
Yeah,
Lisa.
I mean, overall, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
So you have people that have lost everything.
everything.
Everything. I
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
I
Like, you know,
can't
they say, like, what would you take?
Could you
Obviously,
actually
like-
think about it in the moment?
No.
Okay, so
But
then,
then the thought of sitting here and the thought of if my house or the apartment burned down and I just left with nothing. Okay, the passport. I don't even travel out of the country. I don't care about the passport. But like the thought of like
you might want to start
losing-
traveling out of the country.
losing like Nana's pictures,
Yes.
mementos.
Do
So,
the drawing.
did
You better
Edith
take that
tell
drawing
you?
with you.
Dude, did Edith has a plan. Edith is like
Edith
level
has
one.
a plan, like a
She's like-
detailed
Look
30-minute.
at her on here.
She's
Yes,
like level.
she has
Oh
a
yeah.
very
Why haven't we had
detailed
Edith on here?
My brother too. I feel
my
bad.
God.
Because I remember I was FaceTiming Michael.
Dude.
And I said, hey, what would you guys take? And he's like, well, let me show you.
Oh.
Written down.
Well,
It's
also
like,
they live in a fire zone.
they do live
So
in
they
fire
needed to
zone.
have
But she
that
was like,
prepared.
level 3 is like top level. You, me, dog. Let's get out. The next level is we have sometime
Yes.
the blanket that grandma knitted. Michael. I'm like, oh my god, crocheted him. I'm like, wow, she has like everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Down.
Like to have to think about that.
I know. Well, funny story about flashlights. Back in when the Northridge earthquake hit, so we were talking. We'll talk about it another time, but we talked about like
That gave Lisa
feeling.
PTSD
Was it
right now.
Northridge or yeah? Because Whittier, I was much younger, so it was Northridge. We were living in that White House on Avenue 32 or
Yeah.
off of Griffin.
Yeah.
And we had the room that had the bunk bed and it had another bed. I don't know why it had another bed. There's
Oh,
only
I
two of
remember you
us.
saying this, Joe.
Yeah. So my mom slept on that extra bed that night. The earthquake happened like in the dark hours of the morning and she was there, which is weird, mother's intuition. But to the point of the flashlight, we didn't have flashlights. So the only thing, because the power immediately went out right
Yeah.
when the earthquake hit.
Yeah.
The only thing we had that was like saving us was, remember the Game Boys had the light that you could buy that
Yes,
snaps
you
on
could,
top?
Like, yes.
Dude, my dad's like walking around with a Game Boy like light because we didn't have a flashlight.
Don't you wish you had those Bath and Body Works candles now?
Honestly, well, Krista is a quasi doomsday prepper, so we have everything. We have flashlights ready to go. We
I
have
meant back in the
floodlights.
day with your dad, you could have had more light than that little ass Game Boy.
Do you and Chris have a safe where you have everything like
Yeah, we have all of our documents
put
together.
everything?
They do.
Yeah,
We
that's
do.
smart.
Everything's
Michael-
ready.
Michael and Edith have that too.
Oh yeah, we
Like a
have a
fire
fireproof
protector?
safe.
Yeah.
We have in the garage. We have lights. We have water. We have.
Remember when that like
That's why he. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's why
Okay.
he bought the minivan because he met a. Okay, so when he was working at 2-in-1, he met someone who was an actual doomsday prepper, and he was in charge of like. I think he had worked for FEMA and he had worked for some other emergency response companies, agencies, and he said, "Do not take your family to shelters if there's an emergency." And he said, people get crazy, people get violent, people get sick. And I was reading him an article because Sophie's greatest fear is norovirus.
Right.
That in a Pasadena shelter, norovirus had spread out, and these were all the people who had their homes had burned down.
Yeah.
So add insult to injury, they now all have norovirus, right? So Chris is like, that's why I got the van, because he said, get a minivan. You do not want to go into a shelter. You have enough space for your whole family. You put all the seats down. You all sleep in the van. Park in a safe space. Park in a remote area. Fill up your water. Get your stuff. And he has in the back like a little toilet seat thing. Like, he's like, that's why I got the van.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is
I got the Jeep. I'm
in a
gonna
natural disaster we head to La Mirada.
Yes.
That's
yes,
what I'm
That's
hearing.
where we're going.
Come on over.
Okay.
Come on over.
Yes.
And
We can sleep in the Jeep. Oh.
I don't, but I'm just going to get controversial. I'm going to get one. I don't know.
I've
dude.
never even
I have been
held one.
vehemently. My grandpa used to have guns, and it used to be like.
We're talking about guns, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
We're talking
I
about
forget that it's normal.
like-
Pew pew. Bitch, it's a gun.
I think the only time I held a gun was when Uncle Jaime, when he was a Secret
In the
Service
kitchen?
agent, he had came over to Nana's, was visiting, or he was here on business, and he had his gun, but he obviously, took out the bullets and made it, and
Yeah.
I think that's the only time that I held a gun. I've never shot a gun.
I hate guns. Yeah.
I kind of want to go to a
Just scares
shooting
me.
range.
I mean, I know it's for protection, but it just knowing me, I have the worst shot, the worst aim in the world. I don't want to go there, but
Stop.
yeah.
Do you want to go to a shooting range?
I've been once,
Have
and I would
you?
like to go. I held it, but I couldn't actually shoot it. Like I just was like,
I kind of want to shoot a gun.
I'm gonna tell
Start
you
with the
this.
BB. Start with the.
It's a
paintball.
different world.
Start with it. Paintballs hurt, dude.
No, I know.
I heard paintballs hurt.
I don't
Wow.
know. Anyway,
Okay.
be ready, be prepared. But actually, I don't have guns. But we just wanted to check in. I would like to know. So, what are we talking about? How we were doing mentally, how we're doing emotionally, and then kind of. So the fires have been a doozy, and it's going to take a really long time to rebuild. It's going to take a really long, and rain is coming, which is going to kick up all that dust and all that ash and all those.
Landslides.
Yeah,
Landslides.
They were making a bunch of sandbags too.
So that's going to be a nightmare. We will put out some more resources. They're all over the place, so you can't miss them. But we're just praying and thinking about you, and know that we're with you. And if you need anything, go ahead.
Are you done?
She was
yeah,
saying
go
wrap
ahead.
it up so I can
Oh,
say
yeah,
my
no,
thought.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Before we move on to the next
Yes.
topic, I just want to give a huge shout out to my school community. We put on a 2-day donation.
What school?
Sacred Heart High School.
Sacred Heart.
We had a lot of donations, and then we do have a club called Serve Always at the school, and so they put on a fundraiser this week, and they raised almost $500.
Amazing.
So I'm very proud of my school community for doing that. And then we all know my high school friend Sandy. She is the owner, her and her husband, of Lulu Do, and they opened up their business, their laundering service, to people that their homes were saved, but to wash their linens. And she opened it up free of cost. So I'm just really proud of my friends, my family, and my school for coming together and trying to support.
Agreed. That's
My
wonderful.
school took, shout out to my school. I'm just kidding, not that we're one-upping each other. We took, what did we take? We took donations to the Eden Fire Department.
I love it. I will
Care
tell
packages,
you.
like little packages that.
That's so nice. So the TKers did little bags. Thank you to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart has a very special place in our families' hearts and in our lives. And one thing that I love as we explore part of our faith, which is important to us too, because of grandma and because of our family. I was talking to a friend about this last night she says she's culturally Catholic because she was raised Catholic, but she's Pentecostal Christian now. And they're very different, but I told her I do love the Christian, they're connected to God, they're joyful, they're singing, which we don't really have in the Catholic faith. But what I love the most about the Catholic faith is the serious, very strong emphasis on service, servant leadership, and serving others. And that is I think what the schools are really exemplifying. It's no, your duty on earth is to serve the people in need. So congratulations. That's that's a really big, and it's hard to get high schoolers to care about that stuff. So I love that. Shout out to Sacred Heart. I know. Excuse me. So we're going to move on to something that's a little bit difficult. I fear I might cry, but it's really sad. And I think I had a little bit of an eye-opening, and you guys let me know how you feel. We have been I haven't been totally neutral, and I never will be, but I don't know that at this point of where we're at, we talked about the Trump parent at school, and I have kept it cool with him, so I saw him yesterday, and he was like, how are you doing? Kind of gloating a little, I felt, and I was like, not as good as you, apparently. And he's like, oh, well, what about Monday, the inauguration? And I said, I didn't watch a single minute of it. I didn't watch it. He was like, why are you being a sore loser? Why are you being and he was talking, and I'm trying to sell freaking nachos. And I'm like, I no longer have I'm not going to scream, I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to berate, but I don't have any time for that in my life.
Yeah.
I rescind the offer to speak on this podcast because the way that things have gone the last week or two, personally me, I cannot. If you're offended by what we're about to say, and it's about humanity, it's about respecting people and children and individuals when they're in vulnerable locations, very vulnerable times in their lives, and the people who put food on our tables and who have really built this country up from the sweat off of their backs and their hard work, then I don't think I want you to listen. I don't think I'm very upset if you leave. So that's just me. And I don't speak for the entire podcast, and I don't speak for my family, I don't speak for my job, I don't speak for my kids or their school. That's me. That being said, I would like for you guys to share what you think, honestly, and I will not poo-poo any thoughts or any opinions on what we've been seeing with families and communities being affected in the first week of the new administration.
It hasn't even been a week.
It hasn't even been a week.
It's been 4 days, 5 days.
Is anybody as scared as I am?
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll share. I think I was talking to you ladies last night on FaceTime, and we commented about how this second time around of him being president, and it hasn't even been a week, but it's a lot scarier.
I'm sorry, it started off with his official photo.
I know.
For
why is
me,
so
it started off with
scary?
his official photo when he wasn't even in office
Is it
yet.
glaring?
He's like glaring. The lighting is
And
horrible.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch the inauguration. Our mom watched it, and I was up in my room, and all I hear my mom say is, "Oh my God," like that. And I came downstairs, and I said, what's going on? And she was like, from mom to say this, she's like, "I'm scared."
And your mom is like my mom. They're very, I don't want to say stone cold, but they don't rattle easily.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, what happened?" She goes, first he's saying there's only 2 genders. So that's a whole nother topic. And then the second thing was about closing the borders and dismantling, these groups that help protect immigrants. And my mom was like, "I'm scared." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." But every day, something has been coming out. And that really takes us back like hundreds of years.
Yes.
And they're comparing him to Hitler. And
I mean, Elon Musk really
right.
puts the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
Right. And so I've been seeing TikToks of ICE going and trying to raid schools, elementary schools, high schools. And I saw this one TikTok of ICE going to a high school or elementary school in Chicago. And they knew exactly what to do to protect those students. They didn't let them in. They called CPS. They had like a system and plan, which made me think, because my school is
It's a high immigrant population.
Inner city Los Angeles,
Yes.
high immigrant population, wonderful families. So I was thinking last night, what's our plan if ICE ever
Now
comes
you're making me think I got to bring it up to the
stairs?
PTO. What
And
is
so
our plan?
I was thinking, I was like, I need to talk to my admin. What's our plan? Has the archdiocese, how do you say that word?
Archdiocese?
Archdiocese, yeah.
So has the archdiocese sent
You were going to say
anything?
archdiocesan.
I was too. Yeah, I was just thinking.
To the principals about what plan do we have in place? I mean, there's just a lot to think about, and you can't even have the thought of it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to my place of work. You just have to be on guard now, which is
It's terrifying.
very scary.
And it's another thing that teachers didn't sign up for. Not that they won't do it, they will do it.
100%.
Teachers will put their bodies in front of bullets. You think they're going to let ICE in the school? Hell no. However, I signed up to teach. I didn't sign up to die or to be arrested or to throw myself into these situations which is crazy. But I kind of jokingly made that video yesterday on Instagram, but I'm not kidding. Chris and I we didn't get into an argument, but I was telling Alma before you got here that we were talking about what's happening, and I said, I'm a little upset that you're not as upset as I am. He is upset. He thinks it's crazy, but I'm like, I want you to be mad. I want you to be as mad as I am, which I can't
Start
make
the
people feel.
protest.
Yes, and I said a part of it is I would never change my life. I love my kids. I love everything, but I'm a little regretful that I can't do more. Like I'm in a position in my life where like I can't no longer go like marching and throwing stuff and
She's like throwing stuff.
I mean,
She's ready to
I'm I'm telling you, like I am no longer in a
I'll
position.
go march. I won't throw
Right.
stuff. And then the minute I feel like, ugh,
I gotta go
get
home.
out.
I gotta go home.
I don't feel safe. I gotta go.
Yeah, I can't do that. But I also am like, I don't know. Like you said, like, what do we do? What's the plan if they come to our school? And I guess I really need to I need to do my research and say, like, what can ICE do on a private campus?
Right.
Which is different, right? Probably different.
But is it different?
I don't know.
Well, now, like, is it different now? Like, our Catholic schools
What would you do?
excluded from
What would
this?
you do? And this is like totally like hypothetical. Like if ICE came to your front room and it's you and Miss Howdigi, she's so lovely and so sweet,
I love Miss Howdigi.
and they're like, "Let us in. You have students here that are undocumented. We're gonna do a raid." What would you do?
Do they need a warrant?
I don't know. We
Like,
have to
that's
research.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, I don't feel comfortable letting you in.
Right.
Do I call my Hollenbeck?
We have to
police
know. That's what
station?
we're
Like,
gonna do. We're gonna research like what we
Yes.
do, and I'm gonna talk to our principal on Monday.
And I
and
can't
say-
even imagine. Yes, I feel scared, but I can't even imagine what an immigrant is feeling right now. Are they hiding out?
Hell
Are
yeah.
They're not going
are
to the
they
fields.
not
I saw,
going-
right?
Yeah, I heard they're not going to, I heard they're not going to the fields right now because they're afraid
Because they
that-
raided Bakersfield a week or
Yeah.
two ago, so they're like, we're not going. So the food is like rotting on the vine, literally.
It would be also interesting, and I'd have to look on Monday if like
kids are absent.
kids are absent from school because of what's going on.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I never in my life thought I would like live to see
Me neither.
something like this, to this extreme.
Yes. And you know, I'm not so crazy that I'm like, oh, they're a rapist murderer. No, they get a second. Get them the fuck out. Like anybody who rapes and murders should get the fuck out. Right? They should get out. We don't need you here. We don't need anybody here. American born or not, get out.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand like people who are hardworking, who are like salt of the earth, who they pay taxes every day when they buy
Yeah.
stuff. Many undocumented folks have ITINs. They pay taxes. They don't qualify. Here, this is for any Trumpers. They don't qualify for benefits. So everybody was like, they're leeching off the system. They don't benefit. They
Right.
don't qualify for benefits. They
Right.
don't get benefit. I don't
Right.
understand. I just.
I don't know. I'm at such a loss of words, I think, because it's a lot to my brain capacity. Like,
It is
it's
a lot.
to, like, comprehend.
But I think it's important that we need to educate ourselves.
100%. I need to
Do
be
the
better at that.
research, educate.
100%.
Because me too. Sometimes I can check out,
Yeah.
or like Michael jokes that I'm like I only read the headline, and I need to like really sit down and
Yeah.
like research and educate myself, become informed, because it is.
Well, it
just a
doesn't
scary
affect
time we're
us.
living in.
Like Chris said yesterday when
Right.
we were FaceTiming, I'm like, it's scary. He's like, what are you scared of?
Yeah.
And of course, they're not going to pull me over. I'm like, sir, newsflash. They're going to pull you over. Hello. But I'm like,
I had this talk with friends yesterday, too, that I went to go see. Like, same thing. Like,
but it's when we'll talk about DI next, but it's using your white privilege. We are all white passing.
yeah.
They don't expect us to jump in front and be like, no, you're not going to do that. We all have what is it? Post-secondary degrees here. And I think we will all use them for good. And it's hard to know what we'll do in the moment, but I will tell you this, like over my dead body, are you coming into the school
Yeah.
to take kids? Can you imagine?
No.
It's already hard enough. And then you have to learn and be afraid if someone's coming to get you or your parents. There was an actress on the Orange is the New Black. I think she was Colombiana.
Oh, yeah.
And she was telling the story, and maybe I'll post it on the Instagram soon, how she went to school and came home and they had taken her parents. Can you imagine?
And then, yeah, like, what kind of learning environment is that for any child to be like, well, when I get home, is my mom and dad going to be home?
Yeah.
Like,
And on Tuesday, the new administration announced that ICE will be able to go to sensitive places or places that have typically in the past been considered sacred, safe, churches, schools,
And that's why I said
hospitals.
earlier, like, is it
So even they can't even go over to the church and be like, we're safe in here. There's nowhere to hide.
right?
Imagine having an operation or being sick and being in the hospital and they're like, let's go. And I did see on the news, and I don't know if this is true, check me if I'm wrong, but I watched on the legitimate news. It said in Missouri they are going to start a bounty if you report undocumented people and they are detained and they are in fact
Is it like
$1,000.
$750? I thought it was 750.
Either way, that's an incentive, right?
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I want that new PS5. Let me go report this person.
Honestly.
It just like takes
Sorry,
me back
is
to
that
like
wrong?
it just takes
No,
me back
it's
to
true.
like World War II. Like I'm just thinking about
Yeah.
like people hiding out, like Anne Frank, like
Dude.
like what?
Can you imagine what it's like to be someone who's watching, like, be a Jewish person in America and I don't know why you would be watching that, but Elon Musk throwing up, oh no, it's him. I'm like, come on.
That shit was insane.
We're not, huh? I literally don't even, I mean, we're talking about it, but I'm like, I almost have no words. Or I'm like, I don't know how to, are we okay? Are you guys watching what I'm watching?
Right.
My goodness.
We are not okay. And there's still 1,000-something days left of his presidency.
Well, listen. Oh, there it is.
3, 6,
3, 6,
9,
9.
12.
Chinga that mother.
Like 1,200 and I don't know. There's someone on TikTok who is doing like every day they're updating like today is day 5 of President so and so's presidency and eggs cost $7.99. Like they're doing like the egg prices every day to see if they drop. Like she's kind of funny, but it's just kind. I know it's not
So,
funny,
well, my comadre Pat was saying, because her husband is a Trump supporter, and he kept like complaining, and she's like, don't worry, everything's going to be perfect in just a few weeks. Everything's going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. It's, like kind of saying like, okay, let's see what he can do. Okay.
Yeah.
But I know we're all very emotional. We're all very sad, and we're all, kind of just like spewing right now. But if you want to scroll down, we're going to take a couple minutes and go over some things for you. If you are undocumented or you have family that's undocumented, or you work we're all from the East San Gabriel Valley, East Los Angeles, Northeast Los Angeles. So we all work with some type of population or encounter some population that's undocumented. Excuse me. Oh my God. I had too many bimbos this morning. So this is some tips and tricks for you to know if you are undocumented or you want to kind of stick up for somebody or advocate for somebody who is undocumented. So I'm going to go, if we want to, Alma, go back and forth. You have the right to remain silent. You may refuse to speak to immigration officers. Do not answer any questions. You may also say that you want to remain silent. Don't say anything about where you were born or how you entered the United States.
Carry a Know Your Rights card, or also known as a red
I'm
card.
going to ask your mom to print some of those for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And show it if an immigration officer stops you. The card explains that you will remain silent and that you wish to speak with an attorney. Red cards are available at the USP Resource, United States Postal Service?
I don't know. USP Resource Center might be up because I got this from the Berkeley website, but for us, it's from it is from for us in Southern California, Immigrant Legal Resource Center. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. And do not open the door. To be allowed to enter your home, ICE must have a warrant.
There you go.
There you go, Lisa. Signed by a judge. A warrant that is signed by ICE but not by a judge does not grant an ICE officer authority to enter your home without your consent. To be valid, the warrant must have your correct name and address on it. So
Interesting.
at the school, it must have like the school's name and probably like who it's. Do not open your door unless an ICE agent shows you a warrant as described above. They almost never have one. If an ICE agent wants to show you a warrant, they can hold it against a window or slide it under the door.
Slide it under the door, baby.
Don't open, slide it under the door so I can read it properly. And not just like a quick flash of it, right? Make sure that you are like.
I'm gonna Google what a warrant looks like for real, so we can like.
Post it.
Yeah.
You do not need to open the door to talk with an ICE agent. Once you open the door, it is much harder to refuse to answer questions.
You wanna read the next one, Lisa?
You have the right to speak to a lawyer. You can simply say, I need to speak to my attorney. You may have your lawyer with you if ICE or other law enforcement questions you. You have the right to refuse to show any documents before speaking with a lawyer. Before you sign anything, talk to a lawyer. ICE may try to get you to sign away your rights to see a lawyer or a judge. That could eliminate your rights to speak with a lawyer or have a hearing in front of an immigration judge. This may result in you being deported immediately without a hearing. Be sure you understand what a document actually says before signing it. Do not rely on ICE's explanation of what the document says. That's good because they can trick you.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
100%. And if you're worried that ICE will arrest you, let the officer know if you have U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident children. I don't know if that'll matter soon, but anything, do your best. And if you're the parent or primary caregiver of a U.S. citizen or permanent resident who is under 18, ICE may exercise discretion and let you go. ICE and other law enforcement officers may think they can get away with violating your rights. Sometimes they lie, which you just said, to have people open the doors or sign away their rights. If ICE detains you or you are concerned that they will conduct raids in your area, start a safety plan. Report and document raids and arrests. We'll provide some resources and some links, but I do think this is, I will clip this after and put it on the Instagram so you guys can save it and kind of just maybe listen to it. And remember, if you work at a school, if you work at a church, if you work at, a charity that works with undocumented folks, just remember these tips and remember that you can use your privilege, you can use your legal citizenship status. For us, we can use our privilege looking as white passing women who are educated to let people know you're not going to do this. Get the fuck out in so many terms. Can you please leave? Help me, I'm scared.
Leave now, bitch.
That's it.
Sorry.
That's it. But we just want to let you guys know you're with us. Can you translate that in Espanol, por favor?
Not on the spot like that.
Están con nosotros. Like that.
She wanted me to translate like a good chunk of
No,
all
fool,
that
just
stuff.
that.
Oh, that works. Estamos pensando en ti en estos momentos
Perfecto.
difíciles y aquí estamos por ustedes.
Perfecto.
Thanks.
We're with you. We're with you. So whatever you need from us, if you need resources, I'm happy to do the research. If you are someone who works with immigrant populations, undocumented populations, and you want to come on, let us know. We would love to have like a little session with you that can help provide resources and assistance to the public. Y'all want to talk about DEI?
Yeah. We got time.
What do you guys know about DEI?
I had to Google what it stood for. I'm not gonna lie.
Did they start
Diversity,
equity?
equity, and inclusion programs.
Yes. I didn't know that. I had to Google it. I
Do you
need
guys
to be
do that
better
stuff at your-
informed. I need to inform myself.
So, did the DEI program start under the Biden administration?
Yes.
Okay. And now
Yes.
they're being
Well, a
dismantled?
lot of it came out, to be fair, if I'm going to be honest, a lot of the DEI work came out, was rolled out after George Floyd,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
So a lot of it, and I will say, a lot of it was very performative. A lot of it was companies being like, oh shit, we don't want to be accused of being like racist or discriminatory, so they rolled out these programs. And the ones that are dropping it now, I'm like, oh, those are the ones that started it just to be like
Protect their-
on the wagon.
They
or on
wanted
the,
to cover their ass.
yes, yeah.
AKA Target.
Target.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Target did us so wrong. Target really made us think they were down for the brown. They were with the people. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm not shocked about Walmart or like John Deere. Like, okay, bye. Target?
But we love Costco.
Costco for life. Sam's Club can eat a dick. Timothy, you might want to beep that, even though I still mean it.
Why? It's after the 10-minute mark.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not demure.
Are you demure?
So when these DEI programs start becoming dismantled,
Target said in the fall.
that just means that people of color are not going to be protected or included or have the same equality.
So all their ads are going to be white people.
So for example, like our DEI program looked at a lot of different things, and it looked at things like questions that we ask in interviews. Like the way that we word things, the way that we phrase things, and are we asking things in a culturally competent way? Things that like, it's kind of like when we think about standardized testing back in the day and they ask questions on these tests where a kid from like the east side is like, I don't know what this means, but a kid from the west side totally understands what it means because it's not matched to their life experience. And so we had to like revamp our whole interview process, and we had to get a DI expert in to say like, oh, well, you're not explaining in a way that this person would understand. So it's just giving everybody like a
Equal
fair
opportunity.
playing field.
Opportunity, yes.
Yes, and making sure that, for example, like I'll just use CLC as an example. CLC represents 20,000 kids in foster care, with Black and brown kids being disproportionately represented, right? Because they are sought after more than white kids. They look for Black kids, Native kids, and brown kids. They do. Like when they're born and their parents had experience in the foster care system, they're like, oh, check her out. She's going to have to. Anyway, so we should have brown people on staff, and more so people who have been impacted by the foster care system. So one might say, looking at like Sacred Heart, if you had like all white teachers, like, wait a minute, this is a high Latino population, Catholic, whatever, immigrant. We need to have people who represent that population and make sure we're giving, because the questions may not, when you enter, like try to apply at Sacred Heart, maybe like, how do I say, cookie cutter questions that somebody who grew up in the area is qualified but doesn't understand the context wouldn't even get their foot in the door. So I would say a lot of people call it kind of like affirmative action, which is similar, same but different. So I know that he already sent home all the federal DEI workers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you hear that he also took the U.S. out of the World Health Organization?
Yes, he did. And on the, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the White House website,
The Spanish page is
the
gone.
Spanish page is gone, and I believe the women's right link gone.
Stop
didn't
it!
hear
I'm
about
checking.
that one.
I know that
Fact
the
check
White
me,
House
fact
page,
check
Spanish page was gone, and the first day that did you see the first day that they put it said go
It
home?
said go home. Yeah. And it
And
was
you know
meant to
what?
say go to the home page of like the White House, but I don't think it was meant to be like, or I don't fucking know anymore.
I hardly ever go to this area, but I can also say fuck Huntington Beach. Like,
I'll never eat another
Done.
fucking donut or eat donut again, even though
Damn
it's
it.
not your fault, dude.
yeah, that's a non-sanctuary
Oh yeah.
area.
Honestly, I'll never go back again. It's really sad. That was my favorite place. I would go walk by myself, get a donut.
That was bomb. You introduced us to those vegan donuts.
Yeah.
God.
Delicious.
God. I can't find anything. What is it? Espanol? Women's rights.
It's fucking like I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Oh, the first thing that comes up is defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government. Oh, Donald Trump, you're a piece of dog shit. Yeah, I don't know. But Chris sent me this thing. These are the companies, just so y'all know, that are rolling back their DEI. And a lot of them are getting rid of their, what is that? You made a face.
I went to the WhiteHouse.gov and it's a big ass picture of Trump and it says America's back.
Let me see.
What?
What is this?
Look at this.
Oh, God.
It
A lot
says,
of them are
wait,
also getting rid of their LGBTQ programs.
It says, every single day I will be fighting for you with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America.
Shut the fuck up.
Period. Oh.
I was just trying to find the Spanish.
Okay, so what
Go on,
These
what
are the ones.
companies?
Hold on, I'm trapped or something. Okay, Target rolled back its LGBTQ pride merchandise line because remember all these people were going on TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You're grooming our kids. Oh my God. And you know what? Kira Fernandez, the spokesperson, sin vergüenza.
Oh.
Kira Fernandez. Okay, I hope you're embarrassed. And I hope your Fernandez great grandfather's embarrassed too. Costco said, fuck you. Costco said, we're keeping our black, brown, DEI, all this shit, fair wages. Go to Sam's Club, ho. That's what they said. So Costco, we're still going to Costco. Chris was like, God damn it, it's going to be like so expensive for us to just shop at
Everything's
Trader
going to
Joe's
be
and
so fucking
Costco.
expensive.
I know. Well,
We can
all these
split
conservative
stuff.
groups, I don't care. Let me see. Okay. What happened? What'd you say?
What?
What'd you
I
say?
said we could split stuff.
We could. You take a loaf of bread and I'll take a loaf of bread?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's do it. I love it. Amazon.
Don't say it.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. The FBI. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's like, look it. I
Wait,
love you.
Amazon is rolling
Oh,
it
baby.
back?
Hold on.
Well, I think Bezos is a Trumper.
So, okay.
Is that
Amazon said it would roll
false
back what it
statement?
called the outdated programs and materials in an internal memo citing employee programs that were established to address a specific disparity. Though it did not specify what would be discontinued, Amazon operates employee-led research groups for Black, LGBTQ women, Indigenous staffers, and more. Amazon thing. Meta, obviously, Facebook and Instagram,
I'm
fuck
about to
you.
delete my Facebook.
Honestly, me too. I'm not a boomer. Meta is getting rid of its DEI programs. McDonald's, it's abandoning specific diversity targets. McDonald's, bitch, really? You really? Who do you think you are? Chick-fil-A? Shit. I don't even want to know if Chick-fil-A gets rid of.
Oh, 100%.
No, please God.
100%.
Oh my God, stop. Okay, McDonald's. I know McDonald's really up on their high horse. Walmart, duh. Let me see. Coors, I don't care.
I don't drink Coors.
Oh, Coors is. You know what Coors came out of? That transgender TikToker. Remember? What is his? What is her name? I'm sorry for misgendering for a second there. Her name is. It's not
With the curly
Devin
hair?
or what's.
No.
She.
Red curly hair?
Remember, it was like day 100 of being a girl. Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
It came, I think so. I don't know. That's what it came from. So they are, let me see.
That's right.
So they are shifting their DEI. Lowe's, bro. Lowe's. All we had was Lowe's because, Lowe's said an internal memo would combine its employee research groups to one umbrella and would stop participating in external events like pride parades. Wow.
Yeah, you're right, Dylan Mulvaney.
Ford Motor Company, stop participating. Do you drive a Ford, Lisa?
Don't say Toyota.
No, Toyota's.
No.
No, Ford. Jack Daniels, I don't give a shit.
Cheers.
Marsha.
Harley Davidson, I mean, abandoned its DEI function. Harley
Oh,
Davidson,
fuck.
come
Can't
on.
buy my motorcycle.
I know. John Deere, you can't buy a tractor either, girl. I'm sorry. Wow. It's so don't go to those places. But I feel bad because I feel like I stopped going to Home Depot because Home Depot was like pro, like anti-immigration. And then all I had was Lowe's. Harbor Freight. I know this because I used to
Chris
work somewhere
loves
where
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, the CEO, whatever owner, he donates to like vulnerable communities, immigration, schools. Harbor Freight, that's where you should go.
For the record, there's still no Spanish page on the White House thing.
There's not going to be.
There's not gonna.
And I'm just
go
saying
home.
they got rid, but I thought I heard that it came back. But also it says 404 page not found. Go to home page.
Wow.
Sorry, I just was looking up that one.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm scared.
Me too. Tell me why you're scared.
I'm scared of the unknown.
Me too.
I'm scared of what's gonna happen to everybody.
I know you're very open with your children. Do the girls have opinions on this?
My kids have very strong opinions.
No, I know.
I will say though that I do when I hear. Okay, so we had a child at the school who Val was friends with. Well, Val was not friends with her first and second grade because she kept saying Donald Trump is a hero. Donald Trump is a hero. And so Valley was like, I can't stand talking to her. Well, they became friends over time, and then Sophie's like, "Oh, you're a freaking sellout. You're a freaking this and that. You're like a Judas Iscariot, right?" Sophie was like going off on her, like, "Oh, now you're friends." And I was telling, and Val would get upset. And I said, "Val, kids are 99 because my kids are doing the same, right? They don't know anything about politics. They are 100% spewing what they hear their parents say."
100%.
And so she's like, I finally asked her, "Do you really like Donald Trump?" And she's like, "Not really. I just support my mom, and that's who my mom likes." I'm like, there you go, right? That's what it
Yeah.
is. Just like y'all don't know anything about left, right, Democrat, Republican, Green. You're just, although I think I do tell my kids the facts so that they can decide what they want, they are repeating what I say, right?
Yeah.
But they do have strong, so Val says she's gay. That's great. I really don't care. I don't think she is. Primas don't say anything. But like, I think it's just like she's exploring who she is. She's 10. And if she is, great. And if she isn't, great. I literally my dad once said like, people who have kids to fulfill their lives are losers. And that stuck with me forever. I didn't have my kids to fulfill my life. I will support her, whatever. But I will say, I was talking to Aunt Marty yesterday, and I had this epiphany when Brianna was a baby. Do you remember that picture where you, me, and Brianna were? I just posted it. We're in like a photo booth. She's a baby.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we had gone to, I think, Eagle Rock Mall or something.
Probably, yeah.
And Marty said two things that day. She said, I don't want my kids to be judged, because Brianna's always been very brown.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to be judged by the color of their skin. Like, that's a real thing. Colorism is a real thing in the Latino community. The other thing she said is, I don't want her to be gay. And she said, not that I wouldn't love her however she is, but it's a really hard life. And I don't want my kids to have a hard life. And at the time, I didn't get it. And now that I'm seeing all these people roll back their LGBTQ stuff, if
Right.
Valentina is gay, oh my God. Like, I'll spend my whole adult life fighting, like, people. And I'm like, the world really
She will throw
hates-
shit.
Yeah, she will.
She
I
will
will
throw
throw
shit.
shit. I'll burn this bitch down.
No,
So
don't say shit
now-
like that. Don't say shit
What?
like that. That
What?
you'll burn shit down.
I will. Not
We
this
are
place. This is
checking-
not
I'm
this
not
place.
talking about my place. We are checking in on people during fires.
Oh, whoops.
I'll water this place down. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. But listen, I get it now. I'm like, the world really hates gay people. And they can pretend that they don't, but not everybody. But there's still so much hate out there.
But you know what I do have to say? Obviously, we love Vali. We accept her for who she is. But I think it's really important that you and Chris are just so open and loving and accepting, because kids that are struggling with their sexuality may not have that
Yeah.
in their home. And then we can, there's a whole other
Dude, when I saw
slew
high
of
school,
things
yeah.
that we can get into. But I just think it's so important to like have that openness for Vali to come to you and say, Mom, I'm gay at 10 or whenever she
Yeah.
told you. There's adults that still haven't came
I
out
know.
because they're so afraid to. And now with everything happening,
Scary.
it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can tell you with 100% certainty, like, I really don't care. And I don't mean that like, well, I don't care. My kids are,
Yeah.
and like, gay is not, you could be so many things that are awful. You could
Right.
be so many
Right.
things. That's like
Yeah.
the least of my, that's not even and I'm so tired right now. I always tell my kids, like, if you don't want to have kids, no pressure. I will never pressure you. I'm like, I can't even imagine taking care of grandkids right now. I'm so tired, But like, I'm like, whatever. I really don't care. I just love my kids how they are. But I'm like, I get it now. I get the fear of like, I don't want my children to be treated differently. I don't want my kids to be. But, I don't know. I would do anything, though. I would leave the country. I would do. And I love America. I used to say when Trump was first elected, like, I'm going to leave. And I remember Theo Jaime saying, like, I hate when people say that. You should, like, stay and, like, make your country better. And I get that now.
Yeah.
But it's a hard fight.
Well, I mean, a couple months ago, Chris was looking at some nice Victorian homes in, like, where does he want to move to? Ohio or somewhere?
Give it to Ohio. Thank God that's gone. I know. I don't know. I just don't know where
It's
the
just
world
the
is going.
uncertainty.
It's the unknown. It's the fear of the unknown, and like so much has already happened in 4 days, 5 days. What's to happen in 1,262 days? Like, I don't even know if
That's
that's
why
the
I
exact
think
number, but
That's why I
like,
think it's important to have open discussions, to build community around each other, like, to check in on each other, to keep, each other safe, and just a simple like, hey, how you doing, goes a long way.
Does your school allow for those conversations?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
How about you? Yours is a little bit different. Elementary.
Elementary's a little
And that's a
different.
little more conservative.
For
right?
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 It
don't-
is. That's all I can say. That's all I'm gonna say. It is.
I got my eye on
Me
those
too.
parents at my school.
All right. Yeah.
Well, the last part of this is just, I always hear people say, like, we're holding space for you. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That's like an Ariana Grande thing.
Holding
space. There's like an interview.
Yes, but in this moment, like, I get it. We're just here for, like, to let you know that we're here for you and we love you, and that unless you don't agree with us, and we are gonna, if you're undocumented, come to Alma's house. It's really nice.
Yeah, I got a spare bedroom. You can hang out for a little bit.
And if the world burns down, come to my house. We got a minivan.
Don't come to my house. I don't have flashlights.
She has candles. She has a
I'm
sun-ripened
kidding.
raspberry 3-wick candle.
Oh, she took it way back.
Oh, I couldn't. Champagne toast,
Oh,
3-wick
my
candle.
Cucumber melon.
Oh,
Hell yeah. No?
I'll hide anybody out.
I will too.
In the craft room.
Oh.
Look, move over, Mom.
Do you think you're... No. You know, no, I'm not going to say it. I was thinking about your manager, who's very nice. The manager at the...
Oh, yes.
At your place.
Yes.
And I just got to end it on this note because this has been kind of sad and we're sad, but we're ready to fight. I've told you guys a story. Do you know that picture where I have the terrible ombre hair? My mom dyed my hair black when I was in high school, and then I wanted it out. So she took me to a hair salon. They tried to bleach it out, but of course, I only bleached the roots. You know that picture of
I do
us?
remember that.
Yes,
I gotta
I've
see
got
it.
like this haircut. It's like black and blonde. We went to do like a service day at Our Lady of Guadalupe. You look lovely, as per usual.
I don't
I have a
remember.
picture and I'm gonna post it. I'm wearing my Chiquita banana shirt.
Oh.
That was from. I was a freshman in high school.
Yes,
Yeah.
we went to go volunteer,
Oh.
and your manager was there also volunteering, like because her kids were at the school. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah. Because I went to school with her.
And her daughter, youngest
Yes.
daughter.
Yeah. She only has one daughter.
Oh, okay. Her daughter was there. She wasn't even in school yet. 'Cause she was so little.
Oh.
She was there with her.
Okay.
And she said, "Can you take my daughter to the bathroom?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was a sophomore. If you're a freshman, I was a sophomore.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Yeah, sure, I'll take her." Take her to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom, and then she's like, "Can you come in?" And I'm like, "Come in where?" She's like, "To the stall." She's bent over with her ass cheeks up, and she's like, "Wipe me." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She took a dump, couldn't wipe her own ass. She never told me. What's her name? I don't want to say her name.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mom
Let's just
never
keep the
told
names
me
up.
that she can't wipe her own ass. So I was like, like trying to wipe her. Can you believe that?
The next time you see the daughter, because she lives in the complex too, that's
I
all you're
wiped
going to
your
think
ass.
of.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Anyway,
All
on
right.
that note,
On that note,
we'll share some. Go ahead.
where are you at?
We'll share some resources. We will be online. We're available anytime if you want to email us or message us. And on that note,
I don't see it anymore.
thank you so much for giving our podcast a listen. And don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you so much for giving our podcast a listen, and don't forget to subscribe to La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins, so you never miss an episode. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins.